Welcome back to Two Dudes in a Room. I'm Oscar, here to give you what you need. This guy's name is Nathan, and he'll give you something.
Yeah,
I just
you're
don't know
damn
what
right
it
I
is.
will.
I just have no clue what it is. When
I'm a wild card.
Yeah, he won't tell me. He's very secretive about
That's for
what
me.
this is gonna give
That's
you.
for me to know and you to find out. But.
Yeah. All right. Well, today is a very special day. We have our 16th episode here for you guys.
Is it really that special though? I mean,
It's pretty special. It's the Sweet 16.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, I would think 15.
Our
is, like, special.
podcast can legally drive now.
Are we just gonna? I kind of want to call every single episode number special.
Yeah.
Now on. So
I mean,
this is a
they're
very
all-
special episode. This is episode 17.
Yeah. Like androids, and then they come up with a reason for why that number's
That was the joke. Yeah. But anyway, keep going with your intro.
Yeah. We're gonna get started, and we're gonna do big stuff.
Wow.
You know, you threw me off my groove. I was in like a wave, and kind of threw me off.
Well, I hope everyone who's listening is doing all right. Whether you're listening at nighttime, whether you're listening
Or
in the
during the
morning.
day.
Yep.
If it's raining outside, I'm sorry to hear about that. You'll get them tomorrow, champ.
But you should stay inside and just chill with us, you know?
Yeah.
Get a drink, a nice, maybe a hot toasty beverage, keep yourself warm. Maybe put on some anime later.
Maybe some hot cocoa.
Maybe some hot cocoa. Feeling extra fancy.
Yeah.
Man, I haven't had hot chocolate in a minute now that you mentioned that.
Dude, I had hot chocolate. The best hot chocolate I've ever had. I had in Utah. Shout out to Park. Park put me onto this. It was like white chocolate with raspberry.
That
Hot
sounds fancy
chocolate.
as fuck.
Oh my god, with whipped cream. Dog, it's the best hot
Well,
chocolate
I'm
ever.
sorry. I just want to stop you because I couldn't help but notice that you said queen without the W.
I'm sorry.
I just want to
I'm
know
sorry.
what was
With,
going on there.
With queen.
Whipped queen?
Whipped queen.
Whipped queen?
Yeah.
Shout out to the queen.
Shout out to the queen. Never forget that.
Never forget.
Never forget that. That's what we have.
Well, why don't you tell us what our question of the day is?
Oh
today,
yeah.
Oscar?
But before I do that, I just want to say we're kind of running low on these questions. We're gonna need your help to kind of refill the how would you say?
Here, look, I got you. Bro.
Why don't you help us reload a little bit? This show is like a gun, and those questions are like our bullets. And we are coming to you, the arms dealers, to give us the idea bullets so we can reload our podcast gun, if that makes any sense.
Nicely done, man. I give you props for bringing that all together.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
A lot of people said I couldn't do it.
And
I always believe
YouTube
myself.
is like the UN, you know. Like they don't want to let us trade ammunition and weapons, but we directly profit off of it. That's what it's like.
Yeah, we're like,
We're like arms dealers.
yeah,
This-
we're like
this shit.
America in the 80s, where we give the gun to
To
our enemies
so that they
for money.
Yeah, right. Anyway, check the description. If you check the description, there's a link in there, and you can fill out some questions. It is much appreciated. If you leave your name in there, we'll give you credit on the show.
We'll give you a shout out.
Yeah, for
And
sure.
that's worth more than 25.
Yeah, I mean,
It's worth
that's
more than
really-
$4.25.
Sure, man. I mean, yeah. So if you want to do something for free, that's worth think about it like this: it's totally free to do, and it's worth more than $4. You just made like
$4.25.
or more than that. You know?
Yeah,
You could've made
it's
$6.
worth more. It's worth at least $4.26.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Big numbers.
Would you like pass by that on the street? No,
I would.
So just leave
free
it.
$5, bro.
Exactly.
Kidding me?
Well, it's not $5. I want to be very clear.
I was just ballparking.
Yeah,
It was just
no. You have to be very exact with these things, or else people will get the wrong idea.
Free $4.26, bro.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
But today our idea bullet is going to be when was the time that you were the most scared?
The most scared.
Yeah, I have one that jumps to mind that immediately.
I'm pretty scared right now, actually.
Really?
Yeah, because I'm just a little scared because I feel like if I were to ask you the name of the person who submitted that question, you'd be fucking clueless. So I'm pretty scared right now.
Yeah, I mean, I know.
And we have to give them credit. I mean, that's where that $4.26 comes from. So.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I wouldn't want to cheat anybody out of that money.
Oscar, you don't have to use your phone.
So no, I'm not.
If you just grab the mouse right there, Oscar, just grab the mouse.
Listen, you don't have to.
And then bring the mouse down to the bottom of the screen.
Stop.
Other monitor.
Stop.
Left monitor. There you go.
Stop.
Yep. You see the red ring? The red, that's opera. Yeah. And then, there you go. Then you go to individual on the top.
Oh my god.
No. Yeah, there you go. Don't worry, fellas. I'm helping you out. And then go to like page 30 instead of 1. This is all because Oscar didn't prepare me for this. Okay, was it before or after this question? All right, well, start finding out. I'll keep people.
Yeah, why don't you entertain people without me? Let's see how that goes.
Yeah, well,
let's see how that goes.
Well, for those
see
of
how
you,
you're not
for
getting
those of
hard
you who are
carried
listening, today we're going to talk about the times we've been most scared. Now, this is actually pretty hard for me because I think the times that I was most scared happened to me when I was a kid. So I had to go back and really think about it. There hasn't been a time in a while where I was fucking shocked, you know. But I came up with 2. Oh, look, you found it. Now, can you go ahead and tell me who are we giving credit to today? Who are we giving credit to for this question?
This is so fucking dumb.
And be sure to phrase it as thank you, blank.
Yeah. All right. So the person that we have to thank for this question today is Suggin the Helm.
Thank you, Suggin the Helm.
Thank you, Suggin,
for your question.
For your question.
It's
And enjoy
viewers
that.
like you
Yes.
that make this show possible, Suggin.
Yes.
So thank you.
Thank you for your contribution to the show, and I hope that you have a great day and enjoy that photo.
Yes, if you check your mailbox, it should be within 5 seconds. Thank you, Mr.
We're joking. Legally speaking,
Thank
we're joking.
you,
That's a joke.
thank you,
We're
Mr.
joking.
DeHelm.
We're joking. We're not going to. Anyway, we said it's worth that much. We didn't
See
say
about that.
Anyway,
If you fill out a question, we'll send you money.
so when were you spooked as a kid?
When were you spooked as a kid?
Yeah.
Well, I have 2. I think the first time was when so I was on the way to, this must have been when I was 7 or 8, and my parents made me go to church on Sunday, and I was in a truck, because at the time we were driving a truck, and we were going up to a stoplight, like a pretty normal intersection that we go on, and I think the driver got their shoe stuck underneath the I think it was the brake, might have been the gas pedal, but for whatever reason they couldn't brake, and we were entering like a 4-way proper intersection, and the light was red, and there was no one in front of us.
Right.
So we just fucking went right in the middle of the intersection, and that didn't work out very well because the traffic started going. So we got T-boned, and again I was like 8, and all I remember is hearing them yelling, and we just got hit on their side, and the glass instantly shattered in the windshield, and the truck spun, it slid, you know what I mean, on the ground, and I remember it just spinning. It was rotating, and we actually hit one of the the traffic poles, the traffic light poles.
Right.
So it's weird how we talk about this in books and movies and shit, but it's true. In that moment, it feels like everything is slow. It feels like it's in slow motion when you go back and remember it, you know?
Yeah.
Because your mind is moving so fucking quickly. And I remember the spinning happening. I remember the glass breaking. I remember them putting an arm on me to try to protect me. I remember me getting a piece of glass cutting my elbow because I was just trying to hold on to the console on the left and stuff.
Right.
And I was just fucking I'd never experienced anything like that before.
Yeah, that actually sounds terrifying.
It was
I've never
pretty
been in a
fucking
car accident before.
Oh,
so
really?
That really freaked me out.
Yeah, it's pretty scary, man. It just happens all at once. It's just fucking immediate. And that was crazy, man. We were all okay, by the way. We didn't get injured or anything. And they had gap insurance, so they were able to get a new vehicle. And they were kind of been trying to get rid of that truck anyway. So it kind of worked out.
Yeah.
Weirdly, that no one was injured. The other person's vehicle wasn't injured, or they weren't injured. The other vehicle wasn't damaged too bad. They ended up having to replace that traffic pole though, which sucks. But all in all, like, it could have been way worse.
Right.
So that was definitely one. And I remember for like 3 or 4 years after that, anytime I was in a car and the driver like slammed on the brakes, it freaked me the fuck out. Like my heart was like, it jumped out of my fucking chest.
You would definitely have some trauma from that.
Some putters did?
For sure.
Some putters did?
Yeah, I just really think it's not funny to freaking joke about that. But
Joke? Well, no, I really had it. You know.
Yeah.
Do you know what PTSD stands for?
Post-traumatic stress disorder.
And what was that thing you said that accident might have been for me? Traumatic?
Yeah.
So after the trauma, I was experiencing stress without my control. Crazy. Now the other time that I got fucking horrified wasn't even something that had to do with me. It was my brother. So we were taking a family trip. This was later. I was like, I think at this time I was like 14 or something. And we took a trip to Colorado Springs, which, by the way, if you guys haven't been to Colorado, especially Colorado Springs around that area, it's gorgeous. It's fucking really nice. The air is clear. It's like a city. It's like a decent enough sized city, but it's still like, you know, got that feeling of a smaller city.
Right.
It's right by the fucking mountains, so you get to see gorgeous mountains every time you wake up.
Yeah.
Climate's nice. It's great. And we went and hiked up one of the mountains. The biggest mountain there is called Pikes Peak, and it's some crazy, like, it's some like, you know, ridiculous amount of feet above sea level or some shit. It's a tall ass mountain. But we went on the one next to it, and we were hiking up there, and I don't know, I'll try to describe this as best I can. There was this one spot where, like, at the top of the mountain, the trail kind of like did a U-turn, and it kept going up, you know, like a zigzag.
Right.
And at that U-turn, there was just like a small cliff, like a total just like cliff face. And that cliff was just like hundreds of feet, just like straight down, you know?
It was like a, what do they call it, a switchback?
If that's the term for it, I'm not really.
Like, it's going, there's a cliff if you keep going straight, and then it switches back.
Yes, exactly. So it goes up to a cliff, and then, yeah, so I didn't know it was called switchback. So we went up to that, and my brother at the time, well, he would have been 24, was a real fucking daredevil, dude. Like, he just, like, you know what I mean? He was just
I know one of those.
Adrenaline junkie kind of guy.
Yeah.
And he was like, hold on, I want to see this cliff. And at first it was cool. Like, we were just checking out. It was like, wow, this is beautiful, you know, like, because there were no trees right there. So you just got this view. And then he's like, he looks over the cliff, and on the cliff, there's this ledge. Like, on the cliff face,
Right.
there's a ledge.
Like below you?
Below the ledge we were on.
Okay.
And he's like, I want to go stand on that. And I'm like 14 and my dad's there, you know? And he just starts going. He starts crawling down off the ledge. And he's literally like, if you look at me for a second, just so you can see, he's literally like standing like this, like video game creeping along the wall style, on this fucking like 400-foot cliff. And it's not like he knows what he's doing. He's not like a fucking professional climber.
Yeah, my blackness would prevent me from doing anything that fucking
I think most people wouldn't do that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it scared me so much that I started fucking crying a little bit. Like, I was just so scared for my brother, you know?
How old were you?
I was 14.
Wow.
So he was 24 at the time. And I was just like, oh my God. Like, I was like, don't do it. And he just wouldn't listen. He just wanted to do it, you know?
Right.
The fact that I said don't do it made him want to do it more. Yeah. So I just started crying, bro. I was like, oh my God. Like, I hope he doesn't fucking slip or like, you know, anything like that. And he was fine. He fucking climbed back up. And my dad was pissed at him, dude. He's like, dude, you fucking made your brother cry. Like, but yeah, I was pretty fucking scared.
Wow.
I had never been so scared I cried before, and that was just because I didn't want him to die. If he just slipped or anything, that would have been it. Like, we can't save you, bro.
Yeah.
Like, so, yeah, that's mine.
Yeah, everybody knows Superman doesn't go to Colorado, so you're in trouble.
Comedy genius, everybody. What a funny guy.
Yeah. Yeah, that's kind of terrifying. I've never.
It was pretty scary.
I'm trying to think. Has one of my siblings been in a situation like where I was there? I mean, my sibling, like, I've had my sister. She got into a car accident too, once, but you know, she was fine.
Good thing
pretty bad, but nobody got hurt.
So it was like a bad car accident,
Yeah.
but it wasn't like
But I wasn't there for it.
They call that they have a different term for that though. The ones where like no one gets injured.
Yeah.
They call that a switchback. It's like where they you think it's gonna be people are gonna get injured, and then it doesn't get injured, and everyone's fine. Call it a switchback.
Yeah.
It's a step above.
There's that one time that a TV fell on her.
I'm sorry.
That was pretty, but it wasn't scary for me, but it was kind of funny. Yeah, you remember back in the day how they used to have like the TVs with the big back? Like,
Yeah, it was a fucking cube.
like the tube.
TV was like a cube.
Yeah, and it was like really heavy set on the front.
Yep.
Like the plastic part was just kind of hollow.
Yep. I do remember that.
So we used to have this TV in our room. Me and my sister used to share a bedroom when we were kids, and our TV was on this dresser.
Was that the one where like the glass was round? It was like curved off slightly. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah. The big.
Yeah, it's just a big.
The back of it kind of comes out.
Yeah. I think at the time I was probably like, I would say I was like 7 or 8, and she was like 5-ish.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, and the TV was on the dresser, and it was like kind of close to the front of the dresser, so we could like reach up and like push the buttons and stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
One day, she decides to like climb the dresser. I can't remember if she like opens the drawers to use the steps or something like that, but she starts to climb the dresser, and the dresser tilts over, and the whole TV just falls on her like tiny 5-year-old body, and we she starts crying. I pushed off of her, but it was pretty funny because like I think I even told her not to climb on the dresser. She did, but like thinking back on it, if it happened now, like if it happened to one of my younger siblings now, I'd probably be really freaked out about it. But in the moment, it was funny.
It's funny because you're a kid.
Yeah.
You're like, haha.
Yeah, I didn't know like death was a thing. That
Yeah.
But that was pretty bad. So one of my scariest moments, or the scariest moments for me. This is gonna sound stupid to you, and you're gonna make fun of me for it.
No, that's like most things these days. It's not gonna be different.
So one time when I was a kid, this was probably like a couple years after that happened. So I was probably like 10, maybe 11. This happened. We were in South Carolina, right? And we used to live in these apartments. And the way the apartments were, our apartment was like right next to like a forest tree line.
Yeah,
right?
I've lived there with
Yeah, so there's like a forest, and sometimes I would even like go out during the day and like hang out in the forest. Some of the apartment kids.
Yeah.
We'd all get together and run around. One day, my mom, my aunt, and my sister leave to go to the store. Right? I'm home alone for like a few hours. I think they were going to go do their hair or something like that. Then they were going to the store and they were coming back, right? So I'm at home alone for a couple hours, right? I'm watching this because when I was a kid, I used to watch Discovery Channel a lot, and I'm watching this Discovery Channel documentary on Bigfoot, and like if Bigfoot's real or not. And it was just like an hour or two of like all this like mysterious Bigfoot footage, and like they're talking about like all these stories about like people seeing them and stuff like that, right? When like there's like a knock at the door, and I open the door, and it's my friend Peyton, who used to live in an apartment complex, and he's like, "Hey man, you want to come over to my house and play like Pokemon or something like that, kid stuff, right?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure, man. Let me just I can ask your mom to call my mom when I get over there, and tell her that I'm over here." And so we get up and leave, and there was we get to the house, and we're like playing Pokemon and stuff like that, and my mom calls his mom and like
Bigfoot?
Oh, yeah, for sure. And me and Peyton go back to the house. And, like, as we're getting closer to the house, I'm starting to think about, like, all the Bigfoot stuff. And it starts to, like, creep in, like, oh, shit. Bigfoot's going to come out of that forest and, like, mess with me. And I'm like, all right, come on, Peyton. Like, you gotta come with me. I'm kind of skeezed out. And when we get to the house, the door's open already. Okay. And it's dark on the inside.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Start of a horror movie.
Oh man, dude. I was already scared, and I was like, dog, 100% Bigfoot's in my house.
You just knew.
100% Bigfoot's in my house right now, and I cannot, like, dude, you have to help me. And so it became a thing of like, all right, man, you got to go in there. And I told Peyton, I was like, no, dude, you go in there first. And I was like, no. He was like, no, I'm not going. It's not my house. You go.
Yeah.
And so I eventually get the courage to go in the house. And the door slams behind me. And
wait, what? You must have closed the door.
And my aunt jumps out from behind the door. She had been standing there, and like she like, you know.
Oh
and
my
like,
God.
I swear to God, I lost it, dude. I have not lost it like that. Like, when I say full panic, like, mode happened, like, I dropped to the ground, like, fucking screaming. And she's just laughing so hard. And she says that's what you get because when I left the first time, I forgot to close the door. Yeah, and so
she just traumatized the child.
Yeah. Now I'll never leave the door open. That's for sure. But that was like the scariest moment. She was like, "Oh man, I wish I had like a blanket or something that I could throw over you." And I was like,
"Make it worse for you."
Yeah.
I wish I had a Bigfoot outfit I could jump into.
No, she didn't even know about the Bigfoot.
The door was open.
Huh?
The door was open.
What do you mean?
You said the door was open. She was standing behind the door.
Yes.
And you said you and Peyton were like, I'm telling you, Peyton, Bigfoot's 100% in my house.
He ran.
So she didn't hear you say that?
Well, I mean, she could have, but how would she prepare a Bigfoot?
No, but that's what I was saying. She would have said after that. Man, I wish I had a Bigfoot outfit.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. But she was like, oh, she got my ass good. And she was like, why did you leave the door open? And I was like, I don't know. But yeah, that was a good one. Damn, man. Dude, I was.
So, if you're a fan of Mitch Hedberg, you'll appreciate it. It's not you, but whoever listens. But I actually have a theory about Bigfoot.
Really? What's that?
I think he's actually blurry. Like, it's not the photographer's fault.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
It's like he has some
Bigfoot is blurry.
He has like a shroud.
Yes. There's just like a 7 foot tall, blurry monster.
Like that's the camera
running around in the forest.
Yeah.
That's his thing. All the photographers are actually like doing their job perfect. You know what I'm saying?
No, I have that. I don't know, man. I don't know when it comes to like cryptids and stuff like that. Like nobody has like a good shot. Like it's always like, oh, somewhere in the distance. And like you think about it, like people go out into nature to take pictures, so they would bring like good cameras.
It's daylight, so like for daylight, your ISO and your fucking shutter speed are cranked down enough that you could literally be like, you could have someone sprinting and jump, and if you take the picture, they'll still be like pretty fucking clear.
Yeah,
depending on the camera you get on.
Yeah, how have we not gotten any good pictures?
It's almost like he's not real. It's almost like they literally tried to make it blurry.
Well, I mean, honestly, that's what. If I was a Bigfoot, that's what I would want you to say on this podcast. So people would leave me alone.
But that doesn't mean that it's not true. Just because that would be a hypothetical motivation. It's like that doesn't logically make sense. You can't just say because the thing that isn't real would watch you think it's not real. Therefore, it must be real.
I can't just say it. I just did.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
Really, yes, ending there.
Yeah, and so I think that like aliens too, with like the fucking the UFOs, even like.
Did you hear about that recent UFO?
Yeah.
The recent UFO news with the Senate, like the Congress, I mean. Do you know about that? This like fucking. My details are fuzzy, but you can look it up. It's not. I'm just pulling out of my ass. There was a fucking like big, like a really high up military, like like a defense guy. You know what I'm saying? Like office level, Pentagon level guy.
Right.
And he had like a public. He spoke to the public about UFOs, and like the fucking Department of Defense like cleared his speech, like looked it over and was like, "You're good, go ahead." And in the fucking address, that's what it was called. In the address, he literally says that like we've been collecting UFOs for like 50 years, and we have like a shit ton of them that we're just like trying to like
figure out,
analyze and like figure out and shit like that, which is just weird because I think all he was really saying was that I think he was using the word UFO how it's supposed to be used.
It's an unidentified flying object.
Right, like, and we have one over we have one in over the Great Lakes recently. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We have one in, like in the Canadian border, like yada yada yada. So you know we've had several, but a lot of people were like, he's confirming that there's aliens.
Yeah.
And so now it's turned into this whole fucking thing where people are like, you know, freaking out.
It's funny you mention that because like, and we're talking about it in this episode because the thing that I'm most scared, I'm terrified of aliens.
Really? So you're not the only one I know. I know another person. I think it's one of my friends from high school. I know another person that's the thing. That's like the number one thing. I never got that, bro. They're so cartoony looking.
Dude, I cannot. It's not that. I can't handle it, dude. Because
why?
First of all, it's the one that's like you know. I joke around on the podcast all the time about like, oh yeah, cryptids, like I just did with Bigfoot, like Bigfoot
or like Wendigos.
Yeah, I don't actually believe that. But like scientists are like not sure.
And the universe is big enough.
Yeah,
like it's totally
it's most likely that they are real.
Yeah,
that's what's
and we don't know, and we know nothing about them.
And we know nothing about them. And
we don't know how advanced they are at all.
If they are real and if they do come here, there is literally nothing you can do about it. You can fight.
Depends on the technology level.
You can fight like a vampire, right? You could fight like a werewolf. You could like possibly tussle with a ghost if you have enough holy water or something. You know what I'm saying? Like you could do, you could like bring a Bible to fight a ghost.
I mean,
or
there's
whatever.
things you can do with aliens too. No, there is. It just depends. No, there is. It just depends on how advanced they are. Obviously, if they're fucking like God tier,
but
then
that's
there's
what I'm
nothing
saying.
we can do.
If they got here at all, they're more advanced than we could ever fucking imagine.
Yeah, but if we found them, that's a different story. You know, like if we found them on like a wavelength or a signal, but I'm telling you, that's probably how we're gonna find aliens.
But that's not what I'm saying. It's like what I'm saying is like I get terrified.
If they show up in a UFO.
Yeah, no, I get terrified of the thought that aliens are here at all. Because like think about it,
we're so fucked.
Well, it's every scary movie. My least favorite, like the scariest scary movie to me was The Fourth Kind. Have you ever seen that movie?
No.
Well, of course you haven't. I don't know if you can ask
movies
that.
aren't really my thing. You know.
I understand. You haven't seen a lot of movies, but The Fourth Kind is have you ever heard of the what's it called?
I've seen The Fifth Element.
No, it's called Encounters of the Third Kind. It's like a Steven Spielberg.
So we have Encounters of the Third Kind, we have the third kind, Encounters of the Third Kind, we have the Fourth Kind, and we have the Fifth Element, and we have the Sixth Sense.
No, you're
That's pretty sick though. You see those bars I just spit?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's pretty.
Did you know, by the way, that Mike Will made it? Did you know?
I'm just gonna pause.
I just wanted to let you know.
For effect for you.
You don't have to do that. I'm being serious. I just wanted to let you know that Mike Will made it. I don't know if you knew that.
No, I did. Okay. Thank you for telling me.
Of course.
But so when it comes to aliens, right?
Yeah.
The first kind. These are like the levels of contact that you have with an alien species, right? Okay. The first kind is like you receive a message like second kind is what's it called? The second kind is when you see like a UFO.
Well,
Yeah.
through a device or
No, when you see one like in the sky, like if you see one.
So what's the kind where you see them through the Hubble Space Telescope? Like you guys see them.
that would be the second kind. If you see
So if any visual confirmation
Yes.
is the second kind.
Yes, that's the second kind. Third kind is when you're making like face-to-face contact with like a being. That's the third kind, and that's what the Steven Spielberg movie was about. It's like aliens come down and they're here, they greet you or whatever. Yeah. The fourth kind, which was what the movie was about, is when aliens abduct you, and that just the way that movie was shot and some of the stuff that was in it terrified me like as a kid. And like it was every movie where it has like aliens abducting people, the aliens will like it won't be just like, oh, the aliens show up, they take you and then that's done. No, it's the aliens show up, they start rearranging shit in your house for no reason, and then like they'll send there's like a movie, The Dark Skies, where they just send a bunch of birds into your house. Like they make a bunch of birds crash into your house and then they take you.
What
Like,
time was it? 2009.
yeah, no, that was I was probably like in middle school when I saw that shit. Terrified me. But yeah, it's just that the aliens will fuck with you before they take you. They don't have like there's no reason to it. Why do they have to rearrange your furniture? But nobody knows, and then they'll take you, and there's literally nothing you can do about it. Like you can't get somebody who's abducted back. And then like
They don't even really show the aliens in it, huh?
no, not really. They show like it's like a what's it called? It's a interview with people who have been abducted, and in the movie, it's like when you're abducted, the aliens can like talk through you, and it's like found footage.
When you're abducted. Wait, hold on. So they just possess you? You're not abducted.
Yes.
You're still on the earth.
No, they abducted the people and they brought them back, and then the
Like, did
interviewer
shit to them.
Yeah, and then the interviewer is talking to people about what happened, and like the interviewer has to put them under hypnosis in order for them to remember what happened. And then when they do that, the aliens have like this link to the victims, and it's so spooky, dude. The person's mouth will just open and they'll talk, and like the voice that they used in that movie was like terrifying to me. And then like the alien would say like, there's nothing you can do, you're ants to us, like I'm your god, blah blah blah. And it was just like, dude, if that happened in like real life, and like this being was telling you like there's nothing you can do to fucking stop me, I don't know. Just the thought of it is just like kind of skeevy to me, bro. Like
I've never really been down to aliens, and I get it.
yeah. Think about it. If like an alien came like into your room,
Yeah, but there's so many other things to be scared of. Like there's so many things that you can't do anything about that are also fucking
I
scary.
feel like with like monsters, it's possible for like humans to fight them.
I mean, it depends on the monster, right? There's
Yeah.
eldritch horrors. There's fucking like,
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you play D&D, you know, there's like cosmic entities and shit.
Right, but
What do you think about those? What do you think about like
so
fucking
here's the thing.
old school?
Here's the difference between like cosmic horrors and aliens. There's a scientific consensus that aliens might be real. No scientist thinks that like Cthulhu is a thing. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah,
there's no-
I mean, I think they're actually kind
It's
of.
not-
I think they're actually kind of one and the same. Like I think in
that
science,
Cthulhu could possibly.
that's what I'm saying. I think in science, if like imagine if an alien species got advanced enough that they became like fourth dimensional entities. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like that's pretty similar to some of those cosmic horrors. They're just like these
Yeah.
invisible forces that like affect the universe and manifest in various ways. That's pretty similar. Like aliens would be the real life version of that. You know?
Yeah.
I don't know. It doesn't really scare me though because our depictions of aliens are always so funny.
Yeah.
I just
Do you
imagine
think
the
they're
little-
funny? Well,
Yeah,
well,
the little gray dude,
some
the little
are.
gray dude.
Yeah.
Like, did you play Destroy All Humans?
Yeah.
That's how I think of aliens. What? got it. Put it here. You got it. No, it's okay. It's literally just sticky notes. It's not that big of a deal.
Yeah, but
But I think of aliens like the destroy all human do.
yeah,
That's how I imagine.
dude. But I was kind of like a little bitch when I was a kid. So like, I used to get scared of like everything. I would not go to. I could not sleep for like 3 months straight, like because I saw my dad showed me the Gremlins. Dude, I was so terrified of the Gremlins, and my dad would do this thing to where like he would say, "Okay." he would torture me and my sister. It would be funny to him. He'd be like, "Okay, you guys, I'll take you to Toys R Us and I'll get you one toy, any toy that you want, right?" And like back in the day, that was like catnip. Like if he told us he would take us to Toys R Us, that was like, wow. Like, everybody wanted to go to Toys R Us, right? You're a kid.
No, Toys R Us was hype.
So my dad would be like, "Okay, I'll take you to Toys R Us, but you gotta watch Gremlins." And we'd be like, "No." or like he was like, "You gotta watch it all the way through, and if you can make it through, I'll take you to Toys R Us and I'll get you like a Transformer or whatever." And I was like, "Okay." Watch the Gremlins. Got fucking traumatized. Like, dude, there was like they were working like on our ceiling. Like there was like our air conditioner unit was broken or something like that at my mom's house and it was like right next to the room where I used to sleep. So the door was open. You could see the ceiling on the hallway outside had like a cut hole in it, right? And they didn't patch that up for a while, right? I could have like sworn there was like you know when a gremlin gets wet they turn into like the egg,
Yeah.
and then they turn into the evil gremlin.
Yeah.
I swear to God, like I thought there was like an egg up in our fucking ceiling. You could like see it. So I would not go to sleep. I would literally stay up until like 2 a.m, like just staring at that hole until like I got so tired that I passed out because I was just terrified of gremlins.
I got pretty traumatized by a movie that I watched.
What's that?
And I always fuck up the name of this movie because I think it's Field of Dreams. It's not, because Field of Dreams is like this old school like baseball movie. But it's this old like, you know, back when like they would use like Gremlins era, like back when they would use like prosthetic, practical effects for the spooky stuff. And you watch it now, and it looks so fucking like dorky, you know. Like,
Right.
So my parents didn't actually think it could scare me because they were like, "Come on, like
It's not real.
It's not real. It's so obvious that it's not real, like that it's funny." But it was this movie about dreams, and it's kind of like Nightmare on Elm Street a little bit, the concept. But basically, it was this like movie where the government made this program where they had this like helmet that you could wear, and you could like go inside of dreams. You know, that was like the premise. And there was this like evil dude who like stole the technology or whatever, and he was just like using it to get into people's dreams and like, fuck with them, just do terrible shit.
Are you talking about was Arnold Schwarzenegger in it?
No, it wasn't. It wasn't anywhere near that big.
Okay.
It wasn't anywhere near that big.
It sounded a little bit like Total Recall.
No, it wasn't Total Recall. This was like a small movie. This was like an old B movie. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Man, I'm trying to look up the name of it. I wish I could remember. But that's what it was about. You know, you would go. So the main character was like this like old school 80s hairdo, like mullet, you know, like guy who would try to like go into people's dreams and like help them.
Right.
And you know, at first it was cool. That's the creepy thing about the movie is that like, the villain doesn't exist at first. It's kind of just like cool. It's like you're just going into people's dreams and doing cool shit. But at a certain point, the villain starts to appear.
Was it Spy Kids 3?
No, bro. This was just like a. No, it's okay. But it's not like. It wasn't a chain.
No, I'm sorry.
It
I
wasn't
meant
like,
Shark Boy and Lava Girl. Okay.
It was not Shark Boy and Lava Girl.
They went to dreams in that one, so.
weaponized dreams are the real danger in Dreamscape, where a young Dennis Quaid stars as a
Oh, Dennis Quaid? Fuck yeah, he's the man of these.
He stars as a psychic teenager recruited by the government to enter other people's minds as they sleep. What starts as a psionic experiment to help cure nightmares becomes a nightmare itself when the boy's abilities are used for evil. Filled with screeching trains, two-headed hellhound, giant snake men, and much more, the dreamscape he navigates becomes wilder the further into it he travels. And so like there's like scenes where like they'll be in an elevator and they'll open the elevator and the villain is right there in the hallway.
Right.
And they're like, oh fuck, it's him. And his head just like pulls apart.
Yeah.
And there's like a demon face inside that attacks it. Like, and I'm like 9.
Yeah.
Or there's like a scene where the really one, you know, the one that got me, dude, was like there's this scene where basically Dennis Quaid's dream is a nuclear fallout, and it's not like the Terminator 2 scene or whatever where like you see them die.
Right.
It's like after, and it's just like this dark red sky hellscape where he's on like a fucking like he's out somewhere in like a playground or something that's just like completely like wiped out, and the wind is just and you hear like the wails of children and like people. It's like horrible, like screaming and shit. And like he finds like a shack and he opens the shack up and there's a bunch of like irradiated kids like melting into each other and shit, all screaming and shit. And like that literally fucked me up so bad that for like 2 weeks I had nightmares. 2 weeks straight. I like anytime it came time to sleep, I was horrified. It like put me into an emotional like stunt where I couldn't do anything else. I couldn't like I was scared to open my closet. Anytime I like went down, because I had a 2-story house and it was really creaky.
Right.
And my bedroom is on the 2nd floor. So anytime I need to go to the kitchen, or living room, or whatever at night, I'd have to like turn the light on and then run to the next spot and turn the light on and then run to the next spot. And I would have to like do that in reverse all the way back.
I used to have night lights because I was like terrified of being in the dark.
Yeah, after I wasn't super, I was like scared as a normal kid about the dark. I wasn't like horrified.
Oh yeah.
But after that movie, I was fucking terrified of the dark. And I just couldn't, like, I had never experienced like, just like depression and horror like that, you know? And when you're a kid, it's not a fake thing to you. It's not like
it's real.
Yeah, you're not like, oh, that was so obviously fake. Like you can see the clay that they used. It's just like you're just in it, you know?
Dude, that's how it was like with I don't know if you went through this phase, but I feel like every kid like back in the day did. But like when you first like found out, when you first like watched a Freddy Krueger movie,
I've never watched a single Freddy Krueger movie. So after I had this horror movie experience, I avoided like all horror movies as a kid.
No, I couldn't do it. I wanted to go to the rest so bad, so I used to watch them. My dad made me
more.
Yeah,
my dad
made me watch. He made us watch like Alien vs Predator.
Bro,
terrified me, bro. Alien vs Predator. We watched that one. I was like 8, dude. I was like 7 or 8 when we were watching these movies.
Yeah, Alien is fucking scary as shit.
Alien vs Predator. I watched fucking Nightmare on Elm Street. I didn't watch that with him. I watched that over at like a friend's house. His older brother was like watching it. And he was like, "Oh, you guys can't watch this with your baby." I'm like, "No, I can watch it." Watch fucking Nightmare on Elm Street, and that I didn't want to go to sleep. Like I could not go to sleep.
See, that's a dream one.
Yeah, it's because like
fucks you up, dude.
When you fall asleep, he kills you.
Yeah, so you're like, oh fuck, is he gonna show up in my dream?
Exactly.
And then if you actually have a nightmare
about it,
this is it.
Yeah, so
it's real.
It was really bad, dude. I used to have like nightmares about like people chasing me.
Yep.
Like, and you just could not get away, and it was like hours of just running away from somebody chasing you, and like I think that stems from like that time because I used to just fucking I used to have like nightmares of that and like being abducted by aliens. Like that was like my worst fear. Like it was just like primal, man. I hated it.
Have you ever had any like repeating dreams?
Yeah,
that's like ones that like aside from nightmares though, just normal dreams that like you've had this one like 6 times.
Exactly, like a dream cinematic universe. Like I've like a dream cinematic universe.
What's that?
Like it's like
there's a canon going on with.
Yeah, like
no, not like, that. I mean like it's literally the same dream 6 times.
No, I mean it'll be so I'll just talk about this is not great podcast material talking about dreams, but I think it's a pretty interesting topic.
Wait, what do you mean it's not a good podcast material?
Nobody cares about fucking dreams.
What are you talking about, dude? People are just chilling. Look, the guy listening right now, or the gal, you're probably fucking chilling, sitting down, working on some shit.
Yeah.
You might even be in your fucking vehicle, driving somewhere. You don't fucking care. You just want to know about this shit. You just want to know about.
All right. Well, I'll just tell it. I'll just tell it.
And if you do care, post a comment.
Yeah, post a comment or a question. Please post a question. You need more questions.
26.
Yeah. There was one time. So I've had this dream ever since I was like a little kid. It'll pop up like every maybe once every 2 years or something like that. It'll pop up like I'll
Like the frequency that you watch Soul Eater at.
Pretty much, yeah. I would say it's that there's correlation there. But it would always be me. Like I'd be awake and I'd be like in a house. And I don't. When you're out, it'll be like when I'm outside. On like a bright sunny day. Have you ever gone? I know this is going to be a stretch for you, but it's going to be like I'm inside and I walk outside in the sun.
And the light just kind of blinds you for a second.
Yes, yeah. and it's like you can't like open your eyes because it's too bright.
You're like, oh fuck.
But the whole dream's like that. I cannot open my eyes. I can only like.
Oh, it's just like you're constantly being blinded by
like the light. Like I can't open my eyes.
So you have to like squint or like close them.
It's like I'm constantly squinting. Like I can't see but like a squint.
Yeah.
And I have to navigate through the world with like having conversations with people or like feeling my way around, but I can't see. That's like the big thing. And then while like I'm going through that, like I'll be talking to, normally it'll be like I'm talking to my mom or my sisters or something like that.
Yeah.
And we're having a normal day, and then like they'll say like, "Oh, Oscar, you gotta run because he's coming after you." And then all of a sudden, I know that I'm being like chased by like something.
Can't see it.
I can't see it. I know that something's after me, and I would like run from house to house, hiding in closets and stuff like that. But I can't see, and it's just like it's scary. But at this point, I've done it so many times that I know, like, I'll try new things. Like, I'll try to like when I was like when it happened to me for the first time when I was like an adult. Like I tried to drive.
Yeah. I'll just drive away from it. He can't,
exactly.
Yeah.
He can't get me in a car. But like, it would be like
see, so
it would be like
drive.
I wouldn't. When I get in the car and I start driving, it's like driving slow because I can't see what's in front of me. If that makes any sense.
Yeah. So you're afraid to go like pedal to the metal.
Yeah. No. Or I would try to go pedal to the metal, but the car wouldn't go fast. It's like I'm flooring it, but the car's going slow because I can't see. It's like it's connected or something. I don't know. It's a dream.
Yeah.
And so like that dream would happen to me constantly, and it would really freak me out. Always. But then the end of the dream is always the same. He'll catch me, and like the moment he catches me, I wake up in real life, and it's always followed by like the falling sensation. Like I fall. In my bed.
Yeah.
And it's the same way every time. And then I have to, and then what I do is that I don't know if anybody else does this, but if you have a nightmare, I'm afraid to go back to sleep because I don't want to start back in that nightmare. So I stay up for like maybe 5-10 minutes, kind of forget about what I was just thinking about, in the dream, to kind of reset. And then I go to sleep again to try and have a different dream.
If my nightmare is bad enough, I don't think about that, but it makes sense. I'll just get up, I'll get like a glass of water. You know what I mean? I'll just wait until like the adrenaline or whatever is gone, all the endorphins are gone, and I can just like chill. I'll like watch a video or something,
Yeah.
And then I'll go back to sleep. And I've never had a situation where I had a nightmare and then I went back to sleep and I continued the nightmare. I've actually never had that happen. I don't know why.
I've had dreams like that to where
I've had dreams that continue.
Yeah.
But I've never had a nightmare continue.
I've had nightmares continue before.
That sucks.
I've had dreams and nightmares continue. That's why I do that thing to where I have to reset again.
That sucks, dude. I've never had that. I did have one really cool dream. Have you ever had like a nightmare that like you actually fought back?
Not effectively.
Dude, I know, right? I had like one where like, I know this sounds cliche, but this is really what fucking happened. And it came out of nowhere. I was back when I was living with my dad, so we would live in different houses and apartments and stuff. And I was in an apartment in the dream. Like, it was like I had gotten out of bed that night in the dream. So it was nighttime, I was tired and shit. And there was like a home intruder that like broke in.
Yeah.
And it was this dude wearing like a fucking clown mask.
Yeah.
And he had like a fucking like the classic like kitchen knife. It wasn't a kitchen knife. It was like a kunai for some reason. Or it was some weird knife, you know. But he had he was entering the house and he was gonna fucking kill me, dude.
Right.
And there was some space between him and I. And like I was running and finally got pissed, dude. I was like, fuck this guy, I'm gonna fight back. And I grabbed the only thing I could grab that was near me, because I wasn't in the kitchen or anything.
Yeah.
And it was my acoustic guitar that I had. And I grabbed the fucking acoustic guitar and I like,
fucking Jeff Jarrett,
dude, I put it up in front of me. I put it up in front of my face like a shield. And then I charged at him. And he tried to like throw the knife.
Why would you swing it?
Dude, because he had a knife. He tried to like throw the knife because in the dream you know what he's gonna do. You know he's gonna throw it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I like put it up and I ran at him and the knife like got blocked by the guitar. Like it like went into the guitar and got stuck.
Right.
And then I just fucking like smashed it over his head and started beating the shit out of him. And then I woke up and I was like, yeah, fuck that guy. It's like I did that shit. Fucking kicked his ass, dude.
Nah, I feel like every time that I fight back in dreams, I'm like weak as fuck.
That's what usually happens. It's like you go to like swing and you're like slow, or like you punch and it's just like it doesn't.
In those dreams, I've actually. So you know how I said that like it happens all the time, so I'll try new things.
Yeah.
I figured out how to fly.
Oh, I've never been able to like fly.
Oh yeah. So you have to. For me, I have to like do like running jumps.
Like Mario.
Like you're on the moon.
Yeah.
Like you're on the moon and you're like flying higher and higher, and then all of a sudden you start gliding.
It's like a takeoff.
But like I can't control it. I'm just kind of like free
moving through the air. That's still cool
but
though.
it keeps me away from it. So that was
I've never been able. I've lucid dreamed a couple of times.
Yeah.
And my brother used to tell me that when he would lucid dream, he could make himself fly. Like he could do almost anything. So he'd be like, all right, I'm gonna fly. And the first time I ever lucid dreamt, it was crazy. I was like, oh shit, like this is it. I'm fucking dreaming right now. Oh fuck, I caught myself.
Right.
I was like, whoa. Well, my brother said that he could fly. I want to fucking fly, dude. And what happened was, as soon as I became lucid, all the like limitations of reality that I'm used to came into my brain with my consciousness. So I jumped. I was on like stairs, dead ass. I was on stairs for some reason, and I jumped to fly, and I just fucking fell. I just jumped like normal and fell down the stairs.
Right.
And then I woke up. I was like, well, that fucking sucked, dude.
Yeah.
I couldn't do it. To this day, I've never been able to like have superpowers lucid. It's always
that sucks.
Yeah.
I had have you ever had like a dream when you woke up? Like, oh man, I have these dreams all the time where life just like things just go wrong.
It's like a normal. It's like a day that could happen. But
It's so
unfortunate.
real, but like everything goes wrong. Like there's dreams that I've had where I've like gotten arrested.
Oh no.
I've gone to like jail and
Dude,
stuff
no.
like that.
Nick was telling me about like a dream he had with that kind of same thing happen.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, that sucks, dude. Like,
bro, but it feels so good to wake up. And that's another thing. When those dreams are happening and it gets so bad and it'll ramp up.
yeah.
And be like,
First, it's just like someone wants to like fight with you.
Yeah.
And then you kill them on accident.
Yeah.
And then someone calls 911 and you're like, oh fuck, I gotta get out of here. And now like the TV shows that like there's a murderer on the run from the cops, and you're like, oh my god, I'm him, like I'm the murderer.
Exactly. It'll like ramp up and like right when it starts spinning to the point to where like all the consequences are starting to happen.
You're about
to
to
you.
get arrested. You're gonna get the death penalty.
I always have this like mental image of me like swimming up to like the surface.
Let me get out of here.
And like that's how I wake up.
What? That's cool.
Yeah, I always do that. Like when I'm having like a bad dream,
You're like, let's go up.
and like just go up, swim,
Yeah.
swim. Like I just start swimming up to the surface, and then I wake like I've never feel like more grateful in my life. And I was like,
yeah, dude, that's
thank
facts.
God that shit was a dream. And like,
All your current problems are nothing, right? They're just like, oh, I'm okay.
There's like sometimes where like I'll have like dreams of like family members dying and stuff like that. And you're just like, man, I don't want that to happen. I don't want this to happen.
Yeah.
Like, and then like you'll wake up and I'm like, oh, thank God.
Yep.
Thank God that was a dream.
Yeah. No, that's the best. But I've also had the opposite,
Really? Oh yeah. Well,
where you have a fucking amazing dream,
yeah.
and then you wake up and you're like, why'd I have to fucking wake up there, man? And then I try to go back to sleep.
I was so close.
Yeah, I try to go back to sleep, dude, and like I was about to get like $1 million, or like I was about to get like a superpower or some shit, and I go back and it's not the same dream.
Yeah.
And you're just you wake up later, you're like, fuck,
Yeah.
that shit sucks.
No, that was yeah, that's man, I really do have like some weird dream etiquette.
I don't really dream anymore.
Oh, I dream.
I mean, I dream, but I don't really remember it anymore.
There's a point like a couple weeks ago, like it was happening here, where
Did I give you melatonin?
no,
Because melatonin will make your dreams.
it
like, way
wasn't
crazy.
it wasn't on melatonin. There was something. I would fall asleep and like every night for like 3 weeks I would have a different dream. I would have a different intense dream. Like it was really obvious that
Vivid.
I was dreaming. Yeah, vivid, intense dream. And you know, I'd always wake up and like, man, that was a really
Crazy.
weird, crazy dream. And then and the weird thing about those dreams that was happening to me in that time is that they would stick with me. What happened in the dream?
Like you were able to remember it.
Yeah, it wouldn't go away in the morning like normal dreams do. It would like stick with me, and I could be able to recall what happened.
That's
in the
crazy.
dream. Yeah.
Yeah, no, melatonin usually does that. Melatonin will make my dreams much more vivid, and I'll also remember them. It won't go away immediately in the morning. Like, I'll be able to tell you what happened that night, you know? But before we finish off, I actually wanted to tie this in with something that I'd like to invite you to do.
Oh, okay.
You don't have to say yes or no on the podcast. I just want you to think about it.
No.
All right, well, thank y'all for listening.
No. What is it?
So, I don't know if you know this or not, but there is a Japanese game developer who decided that he would start journaling his dreams. And he would take the events and the description of the journal and turn it into levels in the game.
Right.
So each level in the game is a dream that the developer had.
Right.
And it's called LSD. It's called something dream simulation or something. I can't remember. Simulation dream something. I don't know.
Right.
Or I think it's called LSD Dream Simulator. And it's for the PS1, I think. It's this weird ass fucking game. And I've always wanted to play it. Just for like 30 minutes or something. You know, like just to try, just to crack it open.
Yeah.
And just like see what the fuck. I mean, because that's an interesting concept.
Yeah.
No one's really done that.
Makes sense.
I think it would be cool if we recorded it. And just, even if it's just one episode, like, we just give it a shot.
Sure.
Would you maybe be down for something like that?
I'd be down. Yeah. Why not?
We don't have to play the whole game, just try it out.
Yeah. And when we do that, I'm sure our listeners will be there for us, just like they were with our last
It's called Elden Ring.
adventure into the video game space.
Wow.
There's another word I wanted to use, but I can't remember.
Gameplay
Right
video,
now.
4A.
For it, yeah. But I also have something I want to talk about before we get out of here.
Oh, okay.
And I think that is really important. It's really important for me to bring this up because I'm very, very proud of my friend Nathan here. Ladies and gentlemen, my friend Nathan, after a year of hard work and
You're in
dedication,
change, I feel like.
has finally officially caught up to One Piece.
Yep, I'm caught
Like
up.
today. Like
Caught up.
today, Saturday. Well,
Well, no, I caught up 2 days ago.
Well, yes, but this
This is when we're announcing
this is when I'm announcing it, and this is going to be your first episode tonight. Saturday, July 8th is his first ever episode.
Yep.
Of a new episode of One Piece.
Yep.
And I just want to say I'm proud of you, and I just wanted to announce that on here.
Well, thanks, bro.
That if Nathan can do it, anyone can.
Wait, what is that?
I'm just saying that I'm proud of you for achieving this goal.
Yeah.
And I'm saying that if you can do it, anyone can.
Well, like, is that like
You
the low bar?
No. I'm just saying that you have issues with like watching things for long periods of time, and like you don't really watch TV shows and movies or anything, but you watch 1,000 episodes. No, I'm sorry, 1,067 episodes of One Piece.
And I would also like to say, I'd like to say thank you for congratulating me.
Yep.
And I would like everyone listening to congratulate Oscar as well, because he is, as of today, he has become free of his addiction to looking at One Piece spoilers. Not only that, he is no longer a manga reader. He is an ex-manga reader. He is an ex-One Piece manga reader. And for the rest of the show, he will be watching with me the animated version. And I am so excited because whenever it finally gets caught up to where the manga is now, him and I will be watching episodes not knowing what's coming next, and we'll be enjoying it together. And that is something that I wanted from day one. So I'm excited too. I'm excited for you. Congratulations, Oscar. Congratulations. Congratulations.
Thank you. I don't yet know how I feel about this, because this has been a big part of my life for we're going on 3 years now since I caught up. And not being able to read weekly means that I'm kind of losing a community. But like you said, it's going to be worth it, because we'll be able to watch it together.
And you can watch it and be part of that community.
But those guys don't know what the fuck's going on. they don't know what's going on. And the real fun is actually not knowing what's going to happen next.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
yeah, but like
That's why I want to do this.
but like if you
That's why I want to do this. You said it yourself. The fun is not knowing what's going to happen next.
yeah, but being there like at the frontier of like
No, bro, you're not at the frontier. You're fucking reading the fucking
literally
spoilers.
We're like literally a month behind the month. Like no,
It's gonna be fine. Boy. It's gonna be fine.
It's gonna be rough.
Together.
We're gonna get through it together. But before I did want to ask you on air, what do you think now that you're all caught up about the show? Like, what are your official thoughts?
There's so much I could say, and we don't have time for it.
Okay.
So here's how I'll sum it up. If you're looking for a show about a grand adventure, it's a great game. And if you have any preconceived notions about the show, I would get rid of them. Unless it's because you watched it. If it's just an opinion about One Piece, you're like, One Piece, get rid of it. It's definitely different than the big three, the other two. I would say my official rating for the show would be pretty good. That's what I would say. And the show's not done.
No.
And it's getting better as it goes. So, presumably, if I were to keep watching and we were to finish it out, my rating of the show might actually go up because it gets better. It's better as it goes. It's maturing. But that's my rating. It's pretty good. And I encourage y'all to give it a shot. Why not? I will tell you, it is. The show, you gotta remember that the show has been going on for 20 years.
Yeah.
So, like...
Almost. It's probably closer to 30 by now.
Yeah. So the beginning of the show is like a night and day difference from the middle, and the middle is a night and day difference from the end. So, you know, you gotta realize that if you start watching, it's gonna be a little slow. You're gonna have to watch old animation at the beginning, and it's gonna change a lot. The show changes a lot. But yeah, I mean, honestly, it's pretty good. I'm glad I watched it. I'm happy that I get to watch other things now. I'm happy that I get to consume other anime. It's weird. I'm not used to it.
How does it feel to be in another echelon of anime watching?
I don't feel
now
that
you
way.
can lord over other people that you have done the marathon.
Nah, man.
You've done something that most people are like
It's an anime.
scared of doing.
It's
like
an
afraid.
anime, bro. It's not like I ran a 5K. You know, I watched 1,067 episodes. It's not that hard. It really isn't. I'm not fucking better or more accomplished than anybody else. It's anime. It's like having a fight, and it's like two kindergartners having a fight. Like, who fucking cares? It's not that big of a deal. So I don't really feel. What I do feel proud about is that I get to have an opinion about the show now.
Yeah.
I'm entitled to an opinion because I actually watched the damn thing.
Yeah.
So when people go, well, how far are you? I can be like, I'm caught up, bitch. You know what I mean? Like I can just like, boom.
Well, you're not really caught up. If you're caught up, you're just not caught up.
It's gonna be built to this soon, Oscar. Then you won't be able to say shit.
Yeah, like 2 years. But yeah.
You
So
said it's a month behind the game.
no, it's well, we're on chapter. They just animated like chapter 1040 in the anime. We're on chapter 1087 or something like that in the manga. So there's 40 chapters behind. And if you do a chapter a week, that's 40 weeks. So
It's not a year.
Yeah.
It's not 2 years. It's under a year.
it's about a year.
So no, it's under a year. It's 12 weeks under a year.
yeah.
So that's a lot. Which means that in less than a year, you and I will be not knowing what happened next, which is awesome. That being said, why don't we wrap this thing up?
Yeah, thank you for joining us today. I hope we didn't scare you too much with our, talking about our fears, spooky stories and things of that nature. And if you have any spooky stories of your own, please leave them in the comments. We'd love to hear them.
to yourself.
Talk about them. Yeah, keep it to yourself,
Buddy.
If it's too personal or if it would compromise you in like a murder investigation, just keep it to yourself.
Yeah. You don't have to
You
find out.
don't have to tell us. But until next time, you never know what anybody's going through. So be kind to everybody. And with that, I will see you guys next week on the podcast we call Two Dudes and a Room.
Nice.
Nathan, do you have anything to say to the people?
Yeah, I do. A fool looks to the hole in his torn pocket and complains. But a wise man uses it to scratch his balls. Thank you guys so much, and we'll see you next time. Take it easy.
Later.